If you clicked on this video, you probably are like me. You don't have that many friends to hang out with or any friends at all. I usually fill in my time with watching movies, and I recommend you do the same.
You watch too many movies, all right?
If you want to feel sad, you don't have any friends, looking at all this beautiful on-screen friendships, I got you. If you want to feel blessed, you don't have any friends and anyone like obsessing over you, constantly being with you, because that sucks, I also got you. And if you just want to ditch people, humanity altogether and befriend a dog or any other animal, I got you as well. So the first film is Luca, and it was called a sun-kissed film for a reason, alright? Because it has sun-kissed visuals, sun-kissed soundtracks, and of course sun-kissed friendship. I always wanted to have friends who support me, support all of my crazy ideas, so just looking at them, at those two boys, and we also don't get a lot of movies about boy friendships, not a lot of like really good ones. And it is also super bright, vibrant and magical, so a pretty good choice for the summer. I don't think it needs a lot of explaining because we all cried because of this movie when we were like 10. I remember that I kept rewatching it every single day just to put myself into this misery once more. And it's about this kind of friendship that makes you believe in fairy tales. Like, of course, in the movie they really had this fairy tale world, but what it symbolizes is that when we are young, we are eager to believe that everything is possible, and friendships like this help us understand that, help us see this. And I think they had such a beautiful friendship, and even at the end when the boy goes there with his sister, again, gets me every time. Booksmart is this movie about two girls who literally wasted their school years constantly obsessing over studying and over performance and getting to universities. Not saying that it's bad, but what this movie does great, apart from showcasing a great, truly like amazing friendship, is that they show that people who party once in a while, they also can have all this great success. They can be accepted in like one of the best schools, etc, etc. But talking about friendship in this movie, this dialogue alone shows what a beautiful thing this is.
Who allowed you to be this beautiful? Who allowed you to be this beautiful? Who allowed you to take my breath away? All the paramedics.
And again, like in Luca, they always support each other, they're always here for each other, and it shows that when you are with your friends, nothing scares you. You can try a lot. It's just such a cool movie. You should totally watch it if you haven't already, because it really brings me so much joy. So Good Boys could be a pretty ordinary comedy if it weren't for like the boys that play in it. But what's important in terms of friendship in this movie is that throughout the whole movie we are shown these three boys interacting with each other and like being such great friends. Forgive me for the spoiler, but it's just super sweet. At the end they kind of grow apart, but it's okay. Like, society should normalize people sometimes growing apart and maybe not talking that much as they used to, because, and I really like this quote that they say,
let's make a promise, even if we don't hang out all the time, we'll still always be there for the big stuff.
The big stuff is what's important, because when you grow up, you like most of the time really don't hang out with your friends 24/7, and when you do meet, it's like no time has passed at all. Sing Street is also a really cool movie which I think needs hyping up, and it's about a boy who creates this boy band to impress a girl who is a model, and he wants her to star in their music video, and that is why he like creates this band in the first place. But these boys who are in the band, they're always here for each other, and that's what makes it so sweet. As I was watching it, I was like thinking about my friends at school who always supported my crazy ideas. Like, I used to come up to them with ideas of making like a horror movie, and they were up for that, although not really, but they still did it. And in Sing Street they also do it for him and start liking it in the process. So Assassination Nation made this list because it's just so bright and colorful, and in the center of this movie is friendship between 4 girls who are willing to go out there, stand for each other and fight women's oppression. So the story in this movie is that we have a person who is leaking all this really sensitive information about people in a small town, and it's really like ruining lives. And when one of the girls is accused of being this person, all of her friends, they stand up for her. Together they go on this killing spree against men mostly. It's a really cool, like visually pleasing movie as Euphoria. They have the same director, Sam Levinson, so if you liked Euphoria, maybe you will like this one as well. Probably you will. I've heard about this movie just recently and it's very bizarre. If you like this kind of stuff, like low budget movies, you will like this one as well, because it's really something that I haven't seen before. It has a really great stylistic features, because the movie was based on more than like 100 or 200 tweets, and it's like really strange for a movie to be based on just solely on tweets. And we follow a girl who's just really confused about life, aren't we all? And she also has a friend who every time she asks goes with her to photograph something, to meet a boy, to do whatever. And friendship is a really small part of this movie, but it still says a lot. In Ma, a grown-up woman played by amazing Octavia Spencer is trying to become friends with a bunch of teenagers. First of all, it is like a very strange premise, so it's quite inevitable that she becomes obsessive. She was obsessive in the first place. That shows one more time that you shouldn't trust people, especially people who desperately want to be your friends. Watching Kissing Booth will make you super thankful that you don't have any friends, because their friendships in this movie, they're just ridiculous with all these kind of rules. They really obsess over like such small things, and I don't understand why they never actually really called them out on their bullshit, because that's complete bullshit.
Now I'm confused.
Long lists like what they want to do this summer, and if they don't do it, someone is always guilty of not participating, of not like making it in time. That's just not a very good kind of friendship. So it's better not to have anyone around than to have this.
Please don't leave like this.
So much for rule number 9, huh?
I didn't mean for this to happen.
The only thing that I had that he didn't was you.
It doesn't necessarily show that it's great not to have any friends, not to have anyone around you, but it showcases that you can pick almost anyone to be a friend. They don't want to encourage you to go and dug up a corpse, but if that's what will make you happy, be my guest. We live in a free world. But what this movie shows perfectly, I think, is that when we are alone, we're not vulnerable to other people's opinions, because the Swiss Army Man, he's slowly like letting go of all these things that society puts on him, all these limitations, restrictions. And when you don't really have any friends or anyone who you would care about, you're lonely, you can do whatever. You're literally free to do whatever. Nice and Easy is a really nice and easy movie about a French boy who likes doing nothing. So he goes to this special place where you can get unemployment benefits, and he's like totally okay with his life, playing games, whatever. And everyone is looking down on him, but he's his own person. He doesn't need anybody else's opinion. He doesn't need friends, pretty much. Has some roommates and they have a pretty good dynamic, but he's totally fine on his own. And that's what I would like you to have, this mindset that you're totally all right, that you are whole without anyone like fulfilling the void inside of you. We just had to have at least one horror movie on this list, and you ask me why it's about a bad friendship. Because literally a girl, just because she like messed with something, she drags the boy who is obviously in love with her down with herself. And I'm saying no more because it will be a spoiler, but he struggles so much because of her, just because he wants to be a good friend. And does she pay him back? That's the question that, judging by the category, doesn't need answering. Not the greatest movie ever made, but it's really heartwarming, and I've never been a cat person, but after this movie I really want a ginger cat, because ginger cats are so amazing, and it's based on a true story, and I've read all the books, even the one that is named something along the lines Life Advice from Street Cat Named Bob, so I can proudly say that I get life advice from cats. I watched this movie at the cinema with my mom because nothing else was on at the time, but I really liked it. It's about a friendship between a girl, Mia, and a white lion, a white cub basically, because the lion is really small and really cute. Her family goes to manage a lion farm in Africa, and there a beautiful white lion named Charlie is born. We also have hunters who want to kill lions. You'd rather befriend a lion a literal lion than a man. White God was presented at the Cannes Film Festival, so it's a pretty solid movie. And here we have a 13-year-old Lily, and she tries to protect her dog Hagen. Where she lives, there is a law according to which you cannot have mixed breeds, and if you do, the fee is gonna be like huge, and her father disagrees. He doesn't want to pay this fee, obviously. He doesn't care about the dog that much, and he lets it out into the world. And then it's a bit of a fantasy, because this dog Hagen, he creates this group of other dogs who were wronged by people, and he wants to kill people because he's like so angry that his best friend, this girl, and the father that he trusted, they just let him go that easily. But this movie shows beautifully that love can conquer any difficulty. I'm pretty sure that not a lot of people have heard about this movie, but it is 100% worth your time. I really hope that you found a movie for yourself, or to watch with your friends, or to watch without friends, because as I've said, I always watch movies alone pretty much all the time. And surely have a nice day, and never stop watching great movies and TV shows.